Yeah, do you do like a black and white milkshake would be great.
Sure.
And water as well, I think.
Sure.
For the table would be lovely.
I
Thank you.
have Java and water.
Sure. Coffee.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shirley Temple, is that an option?
I don't have anything.
Okay, that's all right. Then I'll just go with the. Oh, how about hot chocolate?
Hot chocolate with whipped cream?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
That's the greatest opening ever. Shirley Temple, is that an option? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the After Movie Diner on tour. Again, here we are in the wonderful... I don't know why I'm doing this like Chris Walken. Hi, here we are in the wonderful world of Woodbury, Connecticut. Here we are in Woodbury, Connecticut at Dotties Diner. It's famous for her donuts. And I'm here with...
Guys, how do we know they're
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
We're going to keep it up.
Both
keep it up.
D's.
Shush. don't spoil it, Farley. Shut up.
Sorry.
So I'm sat here. We did a pickup day of shooting on Slingshot Cops. You remember we came to you from another town in Connecticut, which name I forgot. Seymour, Connecticut, before. And I'm here with the wonderful film director, raconteur, writer, digital effects artist, and all-round good man, Charlie Roxburgh. Hello. And I'm also here, of course, with Mr. Motern Media himself, the most prolific songwriter on the planet, officially, and one of the greatest actors, writers, directors, performers, bon viveur, and orderer of Shirley Temples the world has ever seen, Mr. Matt Farley.
Thank you. Honored.
And this is going to be tremendous. We are going to be talking about the film. I didn't get any details on it, but it's by Clint Eastwood, directed by Clint Eastwood.
There you go. And I'm just going to make a milkshake and I'll be right back.
Tremendous, thank you.
Thank you.
Written by Scott Spiegel and Evil Dead 2 and Boaz Yakin. Don't know how you pronounce his name, who has been famous in the action world. And because it is a buddy cop movie in which there is an old cop and a young cop, the movie is Clint Eastwood's The Rookie, starring Charlie Sheen.
Isn't it amazing? Eastwood has been playing the old cop for like 30 years.
Yeah, he really has.
And it's fine with me.
He was old then.
Totally
He
fine.
was old and tough
I
then.
can't believe he was
He's
old.
old and tough now.
I know. Good for him.
Yeah, wiry and muscular.
Yeah.
And wears...
Getting seduced by the bad guy's girlfriend.
Which feels like a scene he probably put in.
He's like, how about we have
Yeah,
her
right.
seduce me?
I think around
How
this...
about we have her straddle me in an unappealing fashion?
That was uncomfortable for everyone on Earth when that happened. But
With the high-waisted pants that he has on.
I think at this time, if you wanted to make a movie with Eastwood, you just had to say, we're going to do something with like video cameras and the media.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm in.
I'm in.
Are we going to like indict the media and kind of like show them like messing up with the cops and weird videotaping? I'm in.
Yeah, it's you watch this movie and you can't believe Eastwood, the same guy who went on to critical acclaim with $1 Million Baby and...
Well, not only did he go on to great success, he came from great success, and yet in the middle here, he's got this...
Except that he didn't direct a lot of the early... did he have great success with movies?
He started directing...
Pale Rider?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he directed Play Misty for Me, which
No, he directed before this movie, but what I mean is, were any of them as critically acclaimed as, later
Probably
ones
not.
where
You're
he
right.
did, Tales of Iwo Jima?
definitely starting in the 2000s.
Is it Tales of Iwo Jima, or is it
something?
Story of Iwo Jima?
I'm not sure. I don't think it's Tales, though.
He didn't get a lot
Tales
of
from the Crypt.
He didn't get a lot of respect for blood work or or true crime. Is it true crime?
He did true crime.
But I think that both of those are delightful and good in ways that the rookie is
The Rookie
not.
isn't. No.
Yeah.
It's overly long, it's poorly edited, it's bizarrely shot in places. I don't know what the cinematographer is doing in
Sometimes
certain
it's nicely shot, though, too.
Right.
I thought, it's bizarre sometimes, but it's nice sometimes.
But it almost felt
It's so glossy too.
Yeah.
Well, no. Sometimes it's actually not. In some of the scenes where he gets on the motorcycle, they have that much darker than they would nowadays today, where they would try to hit more lights. It's a little glossy, Farley.
Got a lot of the wet roads, though. Is that a thing, like an '80s kind of?
Yes,
It was always raining
thing.
and then drying up.
Yeah. I don't know.
But there's some parts too where it looks more gritty and normal. I mean, in the police station doesn't look particularly. There's a lot of extras, but
A lot of
it
extras.
doesn't look that glossy in there.
So, So it starts off, he loses his partner, typically in a typical opening fashion, I guess. And then,
well, it even starts off with the dream sequence, which is a bad sign.
Why do we need Charlie Sheen's being haunted by the death of his brother as a child?
It doesn't
that
mean
has nothing to do with
nothing
anything.
to do with it at all.
Who cares?
No.
And whose movie is this? I can't believe we're opening with focusing on Charlie Sheen's.
Do you know what that is? That's something that you put in a script because you feel it explains the character, and later on should have been jettisoned.
Right.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because you watch the movie and go, we don't need it. Get rid of that. Get rid of that.
It's a 2-hour movie. I can't believe Clint kept that.
Because it should have started with the car chase action scene.
I totally forgot about
It's
that.
the kind of thing that you would read in a screenplay book, and they would say you have to show your characters inciting incident that happens when they're little that sets them on.
It feels so by the book in all the bad ways.
By the book,
Well, also because the only reason they have him having a rich dad is so that there's $2 million at the end of the movie, which is also not
unnecessary.
needed. Irrelevant. Jettison it all.
Yeah, I mean, it's so easy to cut a half hour of material from
because the movie should be old cop, young cop. Old cop is trying to get this one guy.
Yeah.
Raul Julia, who I swear only halfway through the movie starts playing it German.
I didn't know he was German until they called him.
Right. They called him a crowd at the end of the movie. It's fine.
I was like, I
didn't know he was German.
I thought his girl was.
That's fantastic. Look at this. Look at this. This is tremendous.
Awesome.
Tremendous.
Do we need a few
I've heard
minutes?
good things about Dotties. It's already living up to its.
I didn't look yet, regretfully.
All right.
We'll take a couple minutes.
Yeah, no
Thank you.
problem.
Good.
I thought his girlfriend was Brazilian.
She is.
Okay, she's Brazilian.
Yeah. And he's a South American actor. I don't know exactly where he's from.
What is her character supposed to be? German?
Don't know.
Oh, okay.
He suddenly, halfway through the movie, they refer to him as a German guy, and I was like, wait a minute, Raul Julia's not German. Surely he's playing a Mexican guy, right?
That's what I thought. And his friend is loco, who's Mexican, which is the most cliche thing to call a Mexican criminal.
Yeah. Oh, the racial slurs in this movie abound.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was 50 years dated.
Yeah, there's people calling each other wops and gays.
Everything wants to know what everybody's nationality is.
And it feels like he filled the movie out. Oh my God, that is great. That is a great milkshake.
Oh, good.
That is a great milkshake.
Oh,
Dottie's already excelling.
It's killing me because I would be drinking one right now, but I gave it.
You
up.
can't have the ice cream. I know. That's why I'm drinking it. I'm drinking it to
for the both of us.
For both of us, but also to spurn you.
Okay,
toughens him up.
How about the music playing during the opening chase scene?
Yeah.
Some strange big band music that completely does not fit the vibe.
Yeah.
It feels like Eastwood scored it with some of his jazz buddies.
Yeah.
I think that
I
might be very much the truth.
I was so confused by that and taken out of the proceedings. What is this? And it's so over the top. This chase scene.
Yeah.
That.
Well, they have the old chestnut of the metal ramp coming down.
Yeah.
And causing excessive sparks, which it just wouldn't. I mean, there's no way.
They were proud of those sparks. They were very.
And then to add sparks to more sparks, Eastwood starts grinding his car against the side railing.
Right.
And that starts. It's almost as if everything on this planet is about to combust.
This movie is like a sequel. You know how often, like in the Rambo movies, by Rambo 3, everything's just over the top and crazy. This is that, except there was no original movie.
Right.
Yeah.
It also feels like they've thrown everything but the kitchen sink into the script.
And the catchphrases when he says "got a light," right? Is that his line right before he passes out?
Yeah.
In the chase scene.
Kind of.
They got a light.
Well, his whole thing, all the way through the movie, is if you got a light.
Yeah.
And it's so annoying and not funny.
What is with the chief of police? Seriously, the worst actor in the movie
That's bad.
delivers every single line as a shout.
Yeah.
He's trying to do the old guy in Lethal Weapon, the Riggs. He's like, Riggs, murder, come in here. He's trying to do that, but he's this little accountant-looking dude.
Yeah.
He's got no weight behind him at all.
And he threw swears in to make him tougher. That didn't feel authentic.
No, it doesn't feel authentic at all.
The swears, all of the swears felt inserted. Yes.
Inauthentic
in an
swears
80s way, in an over-the-top, amped-up 80s way that you could tell it was not it just doesn't fit.
It's fake Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon was popular, I think.
Yeah.
And Lethal Weapon is a gem. I would have picked Lethal Weapon for us to watch, but
Too
it's
obvious.
too good.
Yeah.
And too. I've seen it a lot.
Right.
It's just the most wonderful movie. I hadn't seen The Rookie in so long,
Yeah.
and I feel like everybody knows it, but they never actually watched it recently.
I've never. Yeah.
So that's the choice.
I thought it was gonna be a lot more lighthearted too.
Yeah, I thought it was going to tease him more about young and
They
old.
don't even have a relationship. They're barely together.
There's this great.
All right, we're
okay,
ready.
We're
Sorry,
ready.
I don't mean to interrupt.
No,
No,
you're
it's
doing your
perfect.
job. You're awesome. You want to go first, Farley?
I thought John would.
John, go
Okay.
first.
Can I get 2 eggs, sunny side up, regular ham, and can I get regular fries with that instead of the home fries?
Of course you can.
So just ham, egg, and fries is great. Thank you.
No toast for you?
I don't need the toast.
Okay.
That's fine. Thank you.
The chicken nuggets. Those are like nuggets or tenders?
They're like tenders cut in pieces, if you will. So like chicken nuggets traditionally is like ground up,
Yeah.
but it's like all white meat like a tender. They're just smaller pieces.
All right, let's go for it. Let's go for the chicken nuggets.
He likes them more processed, but he's going to go with the
Oh yeah, they're not
the
like
actual chicken.
McDonald's.
The more processed, the better.
He's a grown child.
With French fries,
Okay.
and that's all it comes with, right?
Yes.
Okay. How about a grilled English muffin on the side? Yeah. Thank you.
Nice, you put an ad on there.
Yeah.
I liked it. Snuck that in the side, right?
Can I have 2 eggs over hard with bacon, please?
Okay.
And then do I pick a toast?
Yep.
Let's make it. I'll go for an English muffin too. That's 50
Okay.
cents extra.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Oh, come on, please.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Some people don't like that. So
No,
right,
it's
good.
good to ask.
do you
Good.
want the home fries or do you prefer French fries?
Home fries is good.
Okay.
Thank you.
As an Englishman, I think
Thanks.
they should charge more for the English muffin.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Shows some respect.
They've imported it from England.
So, this movie.
Well, I was just. Well,
What were
I
we
was saying?
talking
Well, I
about?
was saying that a lot of people haven't sat down to watch it lately. I think
Oh,
it's kind of
yes.
lost to time. I've never.
I feel like no one
for a
ever
good
watched
reason,
it.
sort of. It's
I
not
feel
that
like
good.
no one ever
No.
watched it. I think it was
wasn't a-
heavily promoted though, because I remember it being heavily
I
promoted.
do too. It
Yeah.
was that car driving through that. They built the movie around the ad campaign around the car driving out
Through
of the
the
warehouse.
exploding warehouse.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And
And
it's awesome shot. Awesome shot. I don't know how they did it really.
the action in the movie is actually really the best thing about it. Like the one-liners are no good,
The story.
and the story is all over the place. Because really, it's another one of those stories, right, where Raul Julia has this empire. He has like big warehouses and buildings he owns
Oh
and
my God.
cars and all the rest of it. But he's going to get like his panties in a wad about $2 million or something. We don't even know how he's lost $2
and, like,
million.
okay.
None of it makes any sense.
Clint knows where to find him.
Right.
Yeah.
He goes to
He
like
got- he got
the
too much-
slinky country club.
He got too much help from his informants. It was like his informants knew everything. If
Yeah.
informants were that good, there would be like no police.
It went
Right.
immediately from setup to climax. It felt like Clint is kidnapped so soon. I really, maybe it was just my experience of it, but it felt like
He's kidnapped I can tell you, because I
good,
watched
yeah.
it in 2 parts.
At what minute?
At 55 minutes.
55. It
He's
felt-
kidnapped exactly halfway through the movie.
It just
Okay.
felt like he and Sheen had almost no bonding.
Their scene in the car was pretty cool though.
No, the biggest,
It's a good thing when he tries to punch him and he catches his punch.
yeah, that's good.
And then I like their teasing about the donuts because I needed bare minimum cliches,
Something,
and
yeah.
I like some cliches. I want to be like swathed
Right.
in cliches. So I enjoyed. Okay, he likes a donut that's plain, and the young guy likes sprinkles. It's
Right.
kind of fun.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that.
Man's
But like,
Man movie, yeah.
the funny thing is that we get almost no background as to what the bad guys have done. I'm not even sure what their big grand scheme is, other than they like
no
steal
idea.
a few cars,
They
right?
deal in volume, I think. That's
Right. Also, you really think that if he's this big, like, underworld guy, he could probably make $2 million back pretty quickly. Like, he really shouldn't be this bothered by it. But Eastwood has got a major, like, fixation with Raul Julia's character.
Because his partner got shot? Is that
No,
the reason why?
he says why, and it's one of the best parts of the movie. Sorry
Tell
to holler.
us. Tell us.
He says he was always wanting to do something right. He always wanted to race in the bigger races. He always wanted to crack the big case. In this one instance, this guy was presented to him as, because he just works, theft on cars, as the guy to take down. And if his whole life is a failure, he just wanted to do this one thing. And that's cool. That's why he got a bee in his bonnet to get this one guy.
Right.
Because he wanted to do one big case. before he retired.
I didn't buy it.
But the thing is,
I don't even know if you heard it.
I definitely didn't hear
so
it.
we're dealing with
You
criminals.
wouldn't have bought it if you'd heard it.
We're dealing
I'm
with
sure I
criminals
heard
who
it, but
get
it didn't make an
I'm
impact.
just teasing.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But we're dealing with criminals who get upset about $2 million, but then blow up their entire warehouse. And I think to myself, that warehouse has got to be worth at least $2 million. If you sell it, sell all the cars that are in it.
That's true.
Like, are you really that hard up? Like,
Yeah.
why? Let's not worry about this. And hell, if it's not working in LA, I don't know, move your chop shop to anywhere else in the country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so vague. It's very vague.
Yeah, it is vague.
You're a criminal organization. It's not that you have to stay in LA. You
These
know, it's not,
vaguely bad guys are.
I think maybe the vagueness comes from them saying, okay, we want to do a young cop, old cop movie with Eastwood. Write it.
Yeah.
And the
Yes.
guys were like, I don't really have any ideas.
Don't worry
for that
about it.
right
Just
now.
write it. Just write it.
I think.
But why? Like, why is he German? And why is it
Maybe they're
chop
copying
shops?
Die Hard.
I didn't know he
I
was
don't know.
German.
Why, yeah, why is Chop Shops? I don't know. Chop Shops gave them a good opportunity to have a lot of cars and to show fancy cars and
but
also to
There's
race.
something so underwhelming about it being like besides the fact that they shot Eastwood's partner, like what's really bad about them is they steal cars, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's just
Which
such
are
a
insured,
non-epic
right.
thing
Yeah.
for for
It's a
Eastwood.
little underwhelming.
Cars
Stealing
which are-
from rich people.
Yeah, cars which are insured,
Yeah,
right?
it's just
Again, owned by rich people because they're not stealing like a Toyota Corolla. You know what I
Right,
mean? They're
right.
stealing like a.
Oh,
Is a
Lamborghini,
Toyota Corolla a crap car? I don't
It's
know.
just
Like,
a normal car.
How about
Yeah.
the green car? The joke with the green car that they.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be the worst color, or, you know.
no,
and-
he says he goes. Do you know what? Do you know what's a real crime, kid? Whoever would paint a beautiful car that color.
You ought to
And
have
then-
his A word removed.
And
Yeah,
then-
he should have his ass removed. We
That
can say
doesn't
that
work.
on the thing.
And then
That's not a
Sheen,
joke.
and then Sheen uses the line again when. To
Oh, there's
his
so much
wife.
repetition. The whole last scene of the movie is a repeat
Oh,
of
that was
the
so
first scene of the
painful.
movie.
Well,
It was painful. It was really painful.
It was.
medium painful.
I wanna.
He's learning from his old cop.
I want to like it because it's by the books in a like 1950s kind of way. But,
Right.
But in practice, it was just like, and like again,
Stop,
I've never
stop.
bought the relationship. How about Sheen? Sheen destroys a bar.
Okay,
Like,
Yeah.
but that's good.
No,
We're
but
talking
that
about the bad.
that action sequence is awesome.
That took me by surprise. That was like
Because he's doing all those stunts himself. You can see that it's Sheen. He's got the martial arts working for him
It was
a
like
little
Man
bit.
on Fire for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
When there's I love a scene where there's all the bad guys in a bar and they're tough as hell and they
Yeah.
think that you could never get them.
Yeah.
He shows up and he's like, you know what? I can get you.
Yeah.
By acting crazy as hell.
Yeah. And not only that, but if the racial slurs weren't enough, they then throw in the F word for homosexuals like at the
Oh,
bar
yeah,
as well, just to
that's
add
bad.
insult to injury. Like, let's see
Yeah.
just how much political incorrectness we get.
It was
And
full
you
of
know
it.
that's Eastwood. You know Eastwood sat there going, come on, let's be politically incorrect. I'm an old Republican.
So
You know.
remember how he got the bartender?
What,
Have you
the
ever
two-
seen that in a movie?
the $2.
Oh no, when he drank the alcohol and then lit it and spat
That
it in
is
his
like
face.
next level
Yeah.
revenge and a little bit of creativity too.
He burnt the guy's face
He's
off.
like, hey, here, you want this? I'm gonna spit fire at you. That's kind of unique.
Yeah. I hear you.
If you were just going around your room watching this movie and you're cleaning or whatever and you're looking, you would put stuff down and say, okay, I'm gonna watch for this 2 minutes.
Right.
While he takes down an entire bar.
But how we get there to the bar is, so Eastwood and him, he's following Eastwood around while Eastwood is basically enacting a personal vendetta against someone
Against a car
who, as
thief.
far as we know, hasn't done that much wrong.
Yeah.
And then he gets, they go to a casino heist because Eastwood has like busted up all of his racketeering. Raul Julia is like, damn it, we need to knock over the casino to make some money. So they do a casino heist, and in the middle of the casino heist, Charlie Sheen's character is shot twice in the back, and Eastwood is kidnapped, right? Hilarity is that when Sheen gets back, having taken like 2 big bullets in the back and having been like, right on the ground level with this whole caper, the police department shun him because they're like, you took bullets in the back. You should have been taking bullets in the front. You know what I mean?
That was misguided and.
Yeah. So the police.
Pick up on that
Yeah. No.
You shouldn't have because it's so bad. I mean, we did, but
Yeah.
That's like police... from a western in 1932. They would have used the line. Like
and Eastwood said shoot her, and he hesitated because he didn't want to shoot the lady, and then she turns around and shoots him.
Just because you took bullets in the back doesn't necessarily tell the whole story that you got scared.
So he gets 2 weeks suspension. Like, you better go on a vacation, kid. I want to see you for 2 weeks. Says the shouty guy.
I kind of enjoy just I do and don't like it at the same time.
Yeah.
I wanted there to be a chief who's always yelling at them.
It should have been better though. That it had every element, but it felt so just like thrown together.
I think it's because how do you outshout and outgrizzle Eastwood? I think that's kind of the. But if they'd had like Ali Ermey or who's that old guy who's in Blood Simple?
Emmett Walsh.
If they'd had Emmett Walsh,
someone with a letter in their first name. Oh, nice.
Oh, wow, look at this.
Cool, thank you.
Dotties is outdoing themselves.
You'll see when you bite into
them. Oh, it looks good. I'm sold. Thank you.
But they're way better.
They're great, yeah.
Cool.
All right.
That's
Would you
tremendous.
like some more coffee?
Okay, that'd be nice.
Would you like anything in place of your hot chocolate?
I'm going to stick with the water. Thanks.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This fancy fries, look.
I like the fries. They got some heft to them.
Heft to the fries.
So you wanted a different. It definitely needed a different actor for the.
I wanted old and grizzled.
Yeah.
Or like
instead of nerdy. Is he kind of nerdy?
Yeah, he just looks like an accountant, but he's like shouting in a monotone the whole movie. He's like, "Damn you, Pulowski, we're gonna do it." It's like all on this level.
Yeah, I don't know him from any other films. I guess that's.
I checked the timer on this movie several times, just like how can that
still
we get
be
to
going?
the end?
Yeah.
Please tell me it's closer to the end than it is. Mm-hmm. And it was so written. And Sheen paying the $2 to the bartender after he destroys the place. That is such
an old time
screenwriting thing, and just like ugh.
So Sheen goes back, like, to his home, to Lara Flynn Boyle, in possibly like the most underused, like thankless role a woman has ever had in any movie.
She sits at home and does nothing.
Yeah, she has no job, no career. We know nothing about her. She has no personality.
I know.
She's just Lara Flynn Boyle. She walks around in
They
her
said she was gonna get
nightgown.
She's studied doing law stuff, but she basically just does. You don't really see her doing any of that.
No, she does nothing
at home. Although you would never cut to her at work, but at home she could be doing it. But she really takes.
You could have cut to her at work if he kidnaps her at work, or if he attacked her at work.
That's
that at least would have
something. I don't think she ever leaves the house.
Well, no,
they're at a party together, right?
Right. Well, no, but even at the party, they show up together, and then she gets whisked away immediately by the mother. Like, you never see. There's no relationship there at all.
Yeah.
She's like, you're in it for a second, and then it's like, come this way, and then she's gone.
Yeah.
So she goes back. He's all dejected. He's been rejected by the police force. His partner's been kidnapped. You know, people think he's chicken. People think he's weak. People think he's like a milksap because of his daddy is all rich and everything. Mm-hmm. So he's like, well, I'm going to show them. In a scene that I think he did for real to imitate his father, he headbutts a bathroom mirror till it breaks, which I think is his nod to Apocalypse Now, where Martin Sheen really punched the mirror and cut his hand. I don't know.
So Charlie said to Clint on the set, "Can I bang my head on this?" Because yeah, whatever. It's fine.
I mean, I gotta give him a little respect for doing that. Jeez, I wouldn't want to do that.
Otherwise, I don't know how they broke it. I mean, unless it's a quick cut, I suppose.
I don't know. It looked to me like he did it.
Right.
Is that also in Taxi Driver? Does he do that? Something like that? And there's certainly the mirror elements in Taxi Driver. But
there's the mirror element. No, I mean, I think he does he put his arm above a flame in Taxi Driver for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Clint Eastwood knows a good movie, I think. He's made several. Do you think at some point during The Rookie, or even from the beginning, he was like, whatever, we're just making a by-the-books buddy cop movie?
Yes.
Who cares?
I did not research this, but I feel like within the last 5 years, I read one article
Nice colors, everything.
It's delicious.
Amazing.
Thank
Love
you
it,
very
thank
much.
Hoped and dreamed it would be.
Exactly.
It's what I dreamed it would be.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I dreamed about this
Awesome.
moment.
He
and
came
here
from
it is.
England for this.
I did,
Just
all the
for
way
that?
all the
Yeah.
way from England.
For
just
Dotties.
Just for Dotties.
And I thought a guy traveled far from Boston for
Ah.
a film.
No,
Nothing.
England.
Wow.
England.
What
Yeah.
brings you here, honestly, though?
Well, he's teasing. He's from New York. He's from England, New York to here,
Oh.
and he's just up for the weekend.
Sounds like a natural path.
Exactly.
Europe to New York.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
I'm going to end up in the wilds of Maine eventually.
Yeah. I went to Spain a few years ago.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
That was my Europe experience.
Nice.
Did you
How
have
were the
fun there?
diners?
Yeah.
How were the diners there?
It's funny. We were actually I forget where
Cantinas
we
more,
were.
I think.
We were in one place, and we had only had fish. It was like 3 days.
Ah,
Fish, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of fish in Spain.
And it was a certain area that's like all that we had because the seafood was so good.
Yeah.
But there was this diner and it just had burgers and those not potato chips, you know the strings, like the potato string things.
Yeah.
They didn't have
Shoestring
fries, they just
potatoes.
had those. And you had to get an egg on the burger or it was like disrespectful. And it looked like an American diner in the middle of Spain.
Yeah,
Oh.
And
gotta
we
have
went
an egg
there
on the
like
burger.
every night for 3 days while we were there
Yeah.
because we just needed
Cool.
our American
anything but
fix.
fish.
When I was
Yeah.
in Spain, I don't know if you went near the coast. When I was in Spain, they did the mad thing. They had rotisserie chickens on the beach,
Wow.
like a beach.
Over fire, over an open flame.
No, it was like these tall tall enclosed metal
Wow.
ovens that they have like the rotisserie chickens, and then they cook onions and potatoes in the fat at the bottom of the tray.
Wow.
Yeah, and they were.
Sounds Spanish.
But why would you have it on the beach? Like you're under the hot sun on the sand. You're like, I'm gonna get a rotisserie chicken and some fries.
Well,
you
the
know?
best part about Spain is that they have the siestas.
Yes.
Every place, what is it? Everywhere closes for like
In the
an hour in the
Yeah.
afternoon.
They're lazy, basically.
No, I love
we
that.
napped a lot in Spain. I didn't nap until I went to college.
I'd be lazy too if I was getting lots of handout from other richer European countries. I would also be lazy.
Well, I went to culinary school, so we had a choice
Oh,
of
nice,
France,
lovely.
Italy, Spain, or China.
Cool.
Yeah,
And I figured
Wow.
Spain was like the most underrated as far as vacationing goes.
Sure.
I feel like
and great
more people.
paellas. Do you have a lot of paellas?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
so
feel like
good,
you can
so
kind of
good.
get yourself around France and Italy more so because a lot of people vacation there.
Right.
Whereas Spain, we went to all these different farms and
That's sweet.
yeah.
So I understand that Dotties is famous for donuts. Is
Yes.
that true?
Yes.
See?
Dessert.
We've answered. Dessert is going to be donuts,
Yeah.
most definitely.
Yeah.
Don't
We're not
know.
done.
Yep.
We're definitely not
they've
done.
Been here for a long time.
And by the way, you will be featured, if it's okay with you, on my podcast, The After Movie Diner, which we're currently recording.
Sounds good.
Being recorded right now.
We
on
watch
this phone.
movies when we come to diners.
Well, you have the longest standing employee as your waitress right
Oh,
now.
That's
wow.
phenomenal. May I? What's your
My
name?
hands are sticky. I don't want to shake
What's
hands.
your
I'm
name?
Taylor.
Taylor.
How long?
I can
So-
give you-
I've been here since 2007.
Good
Wow.
for you.
So Taylor
Nice.
has been here since 2007. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for your service
Absolutely.
and being a guest on this week's After Movie
I'm
Diner.
very
It's a real pleasure. I'm going to do this. I'm going to even give you a card so that when it
Okay.
comes out, you can listen to
Cool.
it, and then you can be like, I was on a podcast, and tell all your friends about it.
Yeah.
Well, the
I
fact
would do that. I was on TV once. And
Oh,
I made
nice.
sure everyone knew.
That's
You know,
Yeah.
awesome.
Gordon Ramsay, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He did.
He's horrible, but yeah.
Hotel Hell
Right.
of an
the
episode
Curtis.
at the Curtis house.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they needed help, and I worked there for 3 days, so
Fun.
I got to meet him.
Did
so
he?
that
Was
cool.
he rude and horrible to you?
I thought he was nice.
Okay,
I
fair
agreed
enough.
with everything he said.
Oh,
Really.
well, there we go then.
Nice
That's all
to
good
shake
then.
up,
Okay.
but- So I didn't whisper that part.
No, it's fine. I like it.
Maybe edit
Keeping
that
it
part
real
out.
here at Dotties. Taylor telling it like it is. Apparently, don't go to the hotel name?
He came to kind of fix. I mean, I don't know how fixed it up it is,
Right.
but he sort of helped, I guess, just recently to get them because they hadn't changed anything since like 1940. You know,
So,
Nor should they have done.
no.
I object with changing things.
Yeah, well,
No
yeah.
change.
The fact that she had a story about a diner in Spain is pretty good.
Yeah, she's one of the best.
Could have said no. I don't
This
know.
is going on
One of the
the whole
best
show.
ever.
This
Yeah.
is all going on the show.
great work. What's your
You
name?
know what?
Taylor.
Taylor.
Another part I wanted to see if you guys picked up on. So Charlie Sheen is in his kind of like freak out mode.
Yeah.
He is going to save his girlfriend, who
Yeah.
he realizes is in trouble with the bad guy.
This is later after he's
a little
talked
bit later,
about-
yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to say this before I forgot, but he's driving down the road in light traffic
Yeah.
on his motorcycle, which
Yeah.
is one of Clint's vintage ones. All of a sudden, no provocation I can recall, steers up onto the sidewalk.
No reason, yeah.
This is like I love in these kind of movies, stuntmen going, "Hey, what are you doing, dude?" Jumping to the side. Other guy jumps to the side. He's like, "Get out of the way!" Driving down the sidewalk. They're not even right next to the house yet. It's not like that was a shortcut to pull in. He ends up going back onto the road.
Right.
He just went up onto the sidewalk for getting a Hollywood action scene. Like we have the money, and we can do it.
Yeah.
Too much. It felt like they had too much money.
They definitely had too much money.
Oh, you know what I was gonna say? Last thing is that I think that Clint might have had some kind of package deal that he had to make a certain amount of movies in this roughly a certain amount of time or something. I have a feeling I read somewhere that this was tied into that, and that could have been a dream or something. I don't know my footnotes for that.
It feels like it. It feels like it.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that's true because he's not paying any attention in this
It's
movie.
so phoned in, yeah. And John, did you notice when Sheen gets, when he gets home in that scene to save his girlfriend, and then there's the fight scene with
He
the bad
drives
guy.
through the door.
He drives through the door. I forgot about that. That is so insane.
Yeah.
That's like Friday the 13th. Jason breaking through the door.
Yeah.
So it's good and bad,
Yeah.
right?
It's good in Friday the 13th. It's bad in this movie.
Okay.
He drives through the door right into the living room and right up to the bad guy. I feel he just gets off.
He could have hit the girl.
For all he knew, she was right by the door.
Yeah, right. He
Now,
could have killed everybody.
Did you notice? There's like a crew member that you can see in one of the shots. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
but
it's quite visible. Like
doesn't surprise me.
shockingly. But I'll give Eastwood a little respect in that it's the type of thing that people would get all in a huff about, and they go, "We have to fix this because you can see the guy," and Clint just saying, who cares? No one will notice, and just go with it. Which kind of like much like he did with the baby in American Sniper, which I haven't seen, but you read about how they're holding the baby and it's very clearly a doll, and Clint just being like, "Just get it done. It's not a big deal."
That is nice.
And I do like that, but I don't like this movie, but I do like that.
Right.
Sometimes people pick on those little things in movies just to make themselves feel
Guys,
better.
I don't want to be the bearer of bad news.
Okay.
but
Oh,
we
no
don't have any
donuts?
donuts.
Okay.
Oh, you're
But-
kidding.
Oh wow.
Second to that, we have donut bread pudding that we make.
Okay.
We use our day-old donuts to turn them into bread pudding. Which is also equally as good, if
Okay.
not better.
Okay.
Otherwise, we have other good desserts. So I wanted to let you know because I
Thank
know
you
you're
for the
thinking
heads up.
about
Yeah.
the donuts.
I have to say, up until then, Dottie had been so
I know.
such a great night that it's fine. It's
Okay.
fine. I can weather there not being donuts because everything else has been on and above.
Awesome.
So don't worry about
You think
it.
it's because it's Sunday?
Yeah,
It's like really popular.
yeah, it gets busy. It's so hard to gauge. Like yesterday, we had a lot left over, and today we have none. It's
Okay.
it's very hard to.
Return trip.
Return
I mean,
trip.
You've got,
I
Definitely.
mean, how far is not too far, right?
What, from New York,
New York
Did
City.
you
Yeah.
take the train or did you drive?
No, I drove.
Yeah. I'm from near Boston also,
Yeah,
so
most people here commute to the city.
Yeah.
yeah. We'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is your plan one day, Taylor, to have your own place?
Someday I'm
Like Taylor's Tots or something, and you make potato-based...
Well, currently the pastry chef at a private school.
Okay.
Called the Taft School. That's
Nice.
in Watertown.
Oh, yeah.
Next
Okay.
town over.
Yeah, sure.
So
that's a nice campus.
when it looks like Hogwarts.
It's very pretty. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. My school kind of like Hogwarts. so I
Nice. She
went to
slipped in
school
a British reference there. Yeah,
You like?
Yeah, I did. That's good.
Yeah. Would you like more water?
I would love that. Yeah. Thank you so much. So I do like the just don't worry too much about it. You so what? Some people will notice a crew member in the shot, but
Yeah,
who cares?
but
this one was pretty blatant.
It was pretty blatant, but everybody knows, I think, on the Eastwood movie that you're just going to keep
Thanks.
moving. Thank you. You're
Yeah,
just going to keep moving. And,
I admire that very
also,
much.
I've heard that he does a good job to keep things kind of quiet. Like, you don't
Yes.
talk.
I
And when you're
like
rolling,
that.
you don't walk around too much. And
So-
that's kind of cool.
They'll flip out at you.
Kim, when we were watching it, she said, "Do you reckon like Eastwood and Sheen got along?" What is your feeling behind the scenes? Wild man Sheen,
Yeah, I don't think. I
Probably
don't think.
not.
old grumpy Eastwood.
I'd say they just tolerated each other, or Clint just tolerated Charlie. It seems.
Well, do you
That'd
think
be
that-
my guess.
Do you think that Sheen was on his best behavior because he was in an Eastwood movie?
Possibly.
But
That's a good question.
But did Sheen start on his best behavior, see what kind of movie he was making?
Unless he was
and
kind
then
of,
decide?
or if he was, his best behavior could go out the window if he had been having too many drinks or something
Right.
too, which could have very well happened.
Yeah, it's funny,
I can't
right?
believe the motorcycle goes through the front door. That is just...
Yeah, it is like Friday the 13th,
It's,
you're right.
it's exactly like Friday the 13th Part 4, specifically, where there's a moment in Part 4 where there's a huge hole in the house, but then Jason pops through the door just for effect, which is delightful. He could have just walked through the hole in the house.
It's so good.
Yeah. But this movie had a lot in common with over-the-top horror movies. It didn't work. It's probably something you could watch to laugh at on purpose,
Right.
But I'm certain
for
that's
me,
not
I
what they were
think-
going for.
For me, I think it's a shame because I feel like certainly in the second half, I out and out hate the first half where it's just hassle the bad guy here, hassle the bad guy there, rough a couple of people up. Like nothing's going on. It's just thing to thing. I hate it. The second half, where it's Sheen and he's like busting up the diner, or he's on the motorbike trying to save his wife, or whatever it is, or the big shootout at the end of the warehouse. I like all that stuff.
It got better, for sure. Once they got separated, it got better.
But I dislike the whole thing where, like, Eastwood's tied to the chair and she
That was terrible.
She seduces him.
she has sex with him, which
is insane.
it's basically rape, right?
It is completely insane.
And the razor was just as, another bad element to it, too, that she's
It had just
cutting
a
his
bad
head
feel. It felt dirty and gross.
I wanted to
and
fast
raw.
forward that.
Well, it's like that bit in Blood Massacre, the George Stover movie, where all of a sudden they're cutting each other and licking each other's wounds.
Yeah, it's too...
You're like, it's
What am I
almost
watching?
gone too far. And she does that. When she's straddling him, she licks his head wound.
Now, when he asks for a glass of water, he's really thirsty, but then she was too forceful, so he gets a mild dose of revenge by spitting it on her.
Yeah, I feel
That wasn't his plan from the start.
I don't
to
know.
spit it on her.
Yeah,
He
I
really
don't
wanted
think
water.
Just so, and I hate the high-techness of their headquarters, with all the cameras set up and everything. It just feels
So
like...
unbelievable.
It's like,
Also,
come on. Yeah.
If Raul
80
Julia
TVs
is
in
not
one
going to
warehouse.
get mad at her and shoot her for cheating on him, why videotape it and have it playing and have him see it and all that? Like, what's all that about?
It makes it... As long as this movie is... I almost feel like maybe it was like 3.5 hours to begin with, That had a lot of even more backstory. And now we're just left like with the greatest hits.
Because he's
that
running
don't add
away
up.
with her at the end of the movie, and I'm thinking to myself, like, wouldn't you just ditch her or shoot her?
Yeah. No, they had an understanding or something.
Yeah,
She was good
he's
at
like,
fighting.
He's like, look, honey, every once in a while you're going to seduce one of the people we've kidnapped. It's just the way it works, of course. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. I find that utterly, utterly bizarre. So yeah, I wasn't a fan of that sequence.
I mean, that's a walk out of the theater moment right there. You've already been in the theater for a long time, and you're hoping that the movie gets a lot better in a hurry, and then that scene happens, and you might be like...
Because we don't, like, all the stuff Clint does at the end where he falls off the chair, like, puts his legs back through his handcuffed hands and starts fighting, and then he headbutts her and he strangles the other guy. Like, I wanted him to do that
30 minutes earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. He's just sitting there.
He didn't really
He's
have much of a plan at
He's
all.
barely in the movie.
Because when he said, I mean, yeah, it's probably because he was directing it as well. He was just like, can I have a scene where I sit in a chair?
Give me the chair for 40 minutes of screen time. That'll be easy.
Also, it's another one of those movies where, inexplicably, Charlie Sheen breaks the law multiple times, even before we know that Eastwood's still alive. Like, Eastwood could be dead. He could kill all those people, set fire to that bar, destroy half of LA, blah, 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 get there, and Eastwood could just be dead.
Yeah.
He has no provocation for doing it, and yet by the end of it, he's walking around in a fancy suit with a fancy shirt, acting like he's cock of the walk, and I'm like,
Yeah, they promote him.
he flat out murdered a dog, like in the face.
Yeah.
Which I've never seen in a movie. I've never seen them shoot an animal in
That
a
was
movie.
another good way to generate some ill will towards the film.
Yeah.
They could have gotten out of that without him having to kill this. So.
It just felt so dirty and gross. It's
easy.
1990 in every way, you know.
Yeah, you gotta have
all the worst qualities of the year
It didn't have a
1990.
strip club though.
Yeah, well,
That is unusual.
It's
they
very
probably
unusual,
cut that out of the.
But they did have dog fighting. They had a
Yeah.
dog fighting ring.
Yeah. The sleazy bar almost counts as
Yeah. How about the fact that after he tortures the bar, rides away on his motorbike, thank you so much, he leaves a helmet on the tarmac as if to say,
I don't need a helmet.
you thought I was crazy before, now I'm riding a bike without a helmet. You know?
Yeah. That was setting a bad example for everybody.
I think I'm gonna make
You know
some,
what I really did?
I'm gonna make some diner fans in Woodbury, Connecticut.
I should get the dessert thing.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get the donut bread. I don't like the idea that it's stale.
We could share it. If you want, we can get it and share it.
I mean, I'll have a dessert, but I might not have.
Just get something. I want to run to the car and get a DVD to give her as
Okay.
part of the tip.
I didn't like when Sheen fixed the bike by doing that one switch. So unbelievable.
Yeah, no, completely.
At the beginning, because if Eastwood knows anything about cars, which he does, no mechanical problem really can be fixed that easily.
Right.
By
So
two
you
dudes who
wouldn't
both
know.
know cars.
Right.
He was like, 1 second later. They wanted to prove that he had chops at like fixing stuff and.
Right, but it's also
too
a movie.
simple.
It's also a movie written about two guys who know everything about cars, by two guys who clearly know nothing about cars.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, they tried to show that Eastwood had his racing career, but it didn't really tie into his police work at all, except that he was a good driver, I guess, when he drove the car back up the car carrier thing.
Yeah.
But he didn't seem overly into cars when they'd be on their beat. He would wasn't he even letting the other guy drive sometimes?
Yeah.
I forget exactly, but I don't know.
And I'm just interrupting the podcast to say thank you ever so much for listening to the After Movie Diner. All the people who have rated and reviewed the show, that's absolutely fantastic. Please don't forget to go to iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher, wherever you listen to the show and rate and review us. But also, if you'd like to go that one step further to support the After Movie Diner, then please go over to patreon.com, patreon.com/After Movie Diner, and why not sponsor or donate to the podcast for just as low as $1 per show. You can show your appreciation for the website as well as helping us pay for the all-important URL renewal, which is happening in January. Also towards our computer fund, because we have a broken computer at the moment that either needs to be repaired or replaced. And also, I am finding that recording this episode, the lead connection for my mic is now slowly breaking as well, and it only works about once every 8 times I try it. So I'm going to have to replace the mic at some point as well. So please, if you wish to support us, if you wish to help us maintain our website, and if you wish to show your appreciation, go over to patreon.com/After Movie Diner and become a regular sponsor of the show. There are also rewards there for people who donate more than $1 per show. All sorts of exciting things can happen, including your own personal song and own personal thank you video, and maybe even t-shirt bundles and various other things depending on what you donate. So please do go over to patreon.com/After Movie Diner. If you'd like to get something for your money, but also sponsor the show, you can also go to MISC plumbingfixtures.bandcamp.com and buy one of our albums. That's MISC plumbingfixtures.bandcamp.com and pick up one of our albums. They range from about $4 to $7, nothing too expensive, and that would be a great way to support and sponsor the show as well. Also, if there are any advertisers listening or any independents who want either their movies advertised, their podcasts advertised, anything like that, please do drop me a line at aftermoviediner@gmail.com and we can talk sponsorship of the show that way. If you wish to promote any of your products on the show, then please email me at aftermoviediner@gmail.com. And with all that, back to the show. The thing is there's a good movie in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, it feels a bit like, have you seen Tango and Cash?
Not since it came out.
Okay. So Tango and Cash is another one of those buddy cop movies that's just weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's so much in it that you're like, who wrote this? Why is that happening? Da 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 da.
Yeah.
The Rookie reminded me most of Tango and Cash
Yeah.
because it has an absolute bonkers villain who has a plan you don't understand, and then weird stuff just happens for no good reason.
Yeah.
The only difference being is at the end of Tango and Cash, you have Kurt Russell and Sly Stallone, both people who have incredible charisma,
Yeah.
in a tricked out James Bond style like monster truck,
Yeah.
driving into Jack Palance's warehouse, where Jack Palance has like trained mice. You know, like it's mad.
And you like all three of those guys,
Right.
but
In this one,
I
I
don't
was
like
just
I don't like Raul Julia. I don't like Charlie Sheen, and I want to like Eastwood, but frankly, I don't in this movie.
But frankly, we see way too many of his nipples, and his pants. His pants are far too high up. Like I feel when he's sitting down that his pants are grazing the bottom of his man boobs. I'm like anybody else looking at that would be like, can we get him in a pair of regular slacks?
No,
like,
yeah.
Except
On the
for some
set.
elderly who are like, yes,
Yeah.
he's one of ours.
Right, but why is he wearing a pair of old dude corduroys that come up to his
don't
man
know.
pants?
I'm okay with the high pants.
That's his generation, man.
The high pants,
I'm
though.
okay with high pants, but
Okay.
I know it looks ridiculous. Don't get me wrong.
Well,
but
because we're meant to believe of him as like a sexually magnetic guy.
well, to a woman born in 1920,
Eastwood is a
and
cat.
was. Yeah.
But to a woman, like, and she's not attractive either. And she's borderline psychotic. And the weird thing is, do you ever have this
Full-fledged
with
psychotic.
actors in movies where I've never seen that actress before.
Yeah.
She has some name. I was going to ask you. I think she's done some action things. I should have looked it up.
Never heard of her before or seen her before, and I watch a lot of action movies.
Yeah.
So to me, because I've never seen her before or since, I feel like she's really crazy. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you have Meryl Streep in a movie, she plays lots of different characters. So if she's being crazy, you go, oh, well, that's the character she's playing.
Yeah.
This woman, I've not seen her before. She's playing crazy and disturbed so well.
Yeah. That's
You're
why
like, she must be that.
she's born for that role.
Yeah.
She was born to be in The Rookie.
I agree.
Which
She didn't look so beautiful.
What a birthright. What a birthright.
She didn't look so like polished or beautiful that you'd be like, oh, that's just like a model girl who's
Right.
like,
know,
she really
yeah.
did look kind of unhinged.
Yeah. I was completely bizarre.
I was, I barely know the plot. Don't understand the hostage situation.
Are we ready for dessert?
Yeah,
Yeah.
do we have options? What are the options?
I can tell you. We
Oh, there might be
have.
pie.
There's pie. The pie is really good.
Is that apple pie?
It's probably the best apple pie.
And does it
ever,
come a la mode?
If that's how you like
Yeah,
it.
oh my goodness, right there. Look at that right there. Yes.
So you made your
It's
order?
like award-winning, I believe.
Okay, apple pie then
A la mode.
with vanilla. Yeah, ice cream.
Warm.
Oh yeah.
Some people don't like it.
Oh, yeah, but some people are a little, you know what I mean? So yeah, warm. That's
Okay.
right.
For you guys.
What are the other options?
I have other fruit pies, so I should have cherry, blueberry. We have chocolate cream, banana cream, coconut cream, lemon meringue. We have pumpkin cheesecake. We have donut bread pudding. We have chocolate eclairs. Everything is made under
Do
the
you have
stove.
regular cheesecake? Or no?
I don't.
No.
It's just a seasonal thing.
Yeah,
that we
fair
do.
enough. I'm good for dessert. Charlie?
Okay, here's
Cherry pie. I'm gonna
Okay.
Yeah.
A la mode, warm.
I'll have a la mode, and I'll go warm.
Okay. Now that he said that you're weird if you don't.
Yeah.
Feel
I'm
pressured.
coward. No, I'm any
Either
pie.
way.
I'm happy. Any
Yeah.
pie anyway, but warm is nice because it melts the ice cream a
The
little.
most serious I've seen Farley all day was him listening to the dessert menu
Yeah.
and making a very serious decision.
Yeah, well, that makes
Like, is that weird? Do I not like that? Is that weird? Do I not like that?
Yeah.
You wanted the plain Jane version.
Yeah,
of
I don't know
something.
what I would have eaten. I guess plain old cheesecake.
I'm gonna have award-winning apple pie
Yeah.
right here in
She said almost award-winning.
almost.
Yeah, she's not sure.
They could get apples from around here. There's some orchards.
It's true.
Well,
I don't-
dessert has been ordered. That
Dessert's
was the,
been
that was the
ordered.
big event. We're excited for that.
Yeah, the most serious I've seen Farley all day.
I don't
And you
like
know what?
Raul Julia.
Yeah, it would have been kind of good actually.
Just wanted to say that again.
Yeah.
I don't like Raul Julia.
It would have been kind. What did you guys think with the heist though? When they were opening the vault, were you a little bit? Farley probably hated it.
What vault?
When they at the casino. Did you like any of the casino?
I don't even know
robbery?
what went on or what they were trying
Okay,
to do.
so-
Who was robbing? It's not because I wasn't paying attention. There's something about a movie this bad that you forget what you're seeing as you're seeing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it just washes over you and nothing sticks because it's
Okay,
just so
so
vague.
it's
But
a
I do,
spoiler.
obviously, that's where Charlie gets shot.
Do you want to play your spoiler song here or something?
Well, no,
Or should
it's
I not
fine.
say it?
People,
Okay.
no one's gonna
People
watch
shouldn't
this.
see this.
Don't watch it.
Don't watch
Actually,
this
do
movie.
watch it, just so you can say you've watched it. It's-
So the Raul Julia and his crew set up some smoke bombs in the casino. And
Right,
I think
okay.
the basic gist is that he just needs to be more liquid and he needs cash in a hurry.
Okay.
So they have a real quick
Because
job.
his main business is stealing cars, right?
Yeah, and I guess for some reason he's had
It's like time to diversify.
He's had like 10 or 20 major car robberies foiled, and he has zero cash to pay off bad people. So he, goes into the casino. They take the guy aside who knows the combo to the big safe, puts it in, opens it up, and there's a reveal.
Okay.
You remember that part?
Tell me more.
The reveal is there's no money.
Not only is there no money, but Eastwood and Sheen are already locked inside the safe.
I don't remember that at
Oh,
all.
it was kind of cool.
Okay.
So
They knew ahead of time?
Yes, because his informant had told him. So Raul Julia's there. They open the safe and out walk them, and he's like, "Hey," he said a bad tagline probably. They had their guns drawn. That was how they cornered Raul Julia and his girl.
Right.
But then Sheen couldn't follow through with it when she just approached him and
he
stared him
said,
down
"Shoot her,"
and then knocked him run away. But that was kind of a cool thing. Like, okay, the cops are locked in the safe, and the reveal is that they're right there when you think
I
you're
was
going to get
asleep
money.
clearly during
Okay.
that.
Can we talk about the country club? Like, so he knows Raul Julia is the bad guy. Right?
Yeah.
He stops at nothing to, they don't care about rules, it seems, right?
Yeah. Sheen and Eastwood don't
Sheen
care
and
about
They
rules.
don't really care about
No.
rules. Why? So movie over at the country club. Just go to the country club and
Kill
just shoot him right there.
Yeah.
Because Sheen destroyed a bar, and I presume he killed some people in that bar, right?
A lot of them got away.
But still,
Yeah.
but he didn't get kicked off the force for that, or
They kill Loco.
no
His
repercussions.
wife kills Loco. An innocent woman who's
Yeah.
never fired a gun before.
Yeah.
And then
She
they
said,
make
"I
a
was
joke
aiming
out
at
of
his
it.
leg. Oh, ha ha ha.
Yeah. That's true. They had him there. Maybe they needed more to put him away, more evidence, but
They don't care about evidence.
At
yeah.
what point do they have more evidence at the end of it? Other than the fact that he kidnapped him, so therefore
Yeah,
he's like...
clearly.
I think they busted him a few more times. Remember when he was getting interviewed on the news, and they were saying how successful they'd been with.
yeah, that I hate as well.
Yeah,
like that
all
actually...
those swears. That was terrible.
Like that actually went out.
That
yeah,
made it to
that
the
would
new
go
air.
on TV. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
Anyone knows that doesn't work like that.
Yes, it's and again, that's another time where the bad language seems forced. It's like Clint's from like a different time where they didn't use that kind of language, and you can tell it's just not working.
Yeah.
Like that
He's from
on
the
screen.
same time that Farley is from.
Yes, a wholesome
Like an old
time.
Western doesn't
Yeah.
really have swears,
Yeah, and
but
I
they
feel like your character in Slingshot Cops has got something of the young Eastwood about it.
Yeah. Well, it's a very inconsistent performance. I just want to.
at some points it does. At some points it has
WWF
could have to do with
wrestling.
anybody else.
Yeah.
Do you get quite loud and shouty? And
Yeah, I got a graveyard soliloquy where
Nice.
I yell at the gravestone.
Wow.
It's good stuff. I think we're gonna have to go WWF style. The more I think of it,
Yeah.
you knew that all along.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I heard about this one low budget wrestling league. I think it's low budget, where there was a tag team. One guy played a lawyer, one guy played a judge. It was Mr. Somebody and then the judge,
Oh,
and they
the
were
two
partners.
wrestlers.
They were a team.
Nice.
The lawyer and judge, and they would be in that.
that's
costume.
awesome.
Anyway,
that's hilarious. So I'm glad I sat through it. Really, I don't
now
have
you
any
know.
regrets. Now I know, and it's I was at the
Look at that
perfect
guy's
age.
shirt.
That's a cool shirt.
Look at that guy's shirt.
yeah, it's pretty cool. And
Look
now-
at this, ladies and gentlemen. If only
Thank
this
you.
was a video podcast.
Now, for what it's worth, that's because it was baked less than a couple hours ago. That's why it's falling apart on
That's
me.
fine.
And it was the first piece.
Yeah,
Whereas
it's,
this
it's
is
country
old.
style.
Yeah,
Stale.
Yeah, this
Been
was
here
from like last week.
last week,
I'm
yeah.
trying to see how long it stands.
It's like a
Sure.
science project.
No, this is fine.
I think
He'll
that
he'll
one's
let you know
better.
if he feels sick.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Enjoy,
Thank
guys.
you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you could get the all-round sensory. And
Look at the stand.
look at the color of that ice cream. What was I
That's
saying
exactly
in the car?
You wanted yellow.
I
You
wanted
got it.
yellow. I wanted the fake yellow.
I was
vanilla.
nervous you weren't going to get your yellow.
Yeah,
That's
look at
hilarious.
that right there. I didn't want none of this vanilla bean malarkey.
Yeah, no. This is the real deal.
This. I tell you what, Dotties has come through, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, great
Yeah.
waitress,
Yeah.
and we're going to give her some DVDs as a thank you.
If you can
Yeah.
get pie at a diner, it forgives the no donuts.
Yeah.
It does. I didn't really need a donut. I'm not much of a donut guy.
Yeah, so that's my overall thoughts on The Rookie, though. I'm glad I sat through it. It's, it was heavily promoted, which is surprising because you'd think that the people the executives upon watching it would have said, let's just bury this movie, but they said they doubled down.
Yeah, that was the era. I mean, 1990, you're talking about...
They Donald Trumped it. They just
Yeah.
went.
You had stuff like maybe a little bit before and after. You had Two Lethal Weapons. You've got like Under Siege kind of
Tango
movies a
and
little
Cash.
bit after. Tango and Cash. You got all this action movies making big money. A few of the Stallone movies, still making some big money.
Yeah, Over the Top. And, Cobra.
I mean, I'm
Which is a
talking
great
about like
movie.
86 to like 91.
Yeah, it's a prime action period.
Yep.
It
Glossy,
is.
a lot of
Yeah.
swearing, ultra tough guy.
You got
Yeah.
Bloodsport and those kind of movies
Yeah.
coming out.
And, so that's all I got to say, but...
And now we know it. 'Cause we
now
talked
we
about
know.
it so thoroughly.
Oh, I'm going to talk. Yeah, I'm so happy to get it off my chest. I had a lot of...
Yeah.
The music didn't fit well at all. Just throwing that in one more time.
Well, there wasn't a lot of music in the movie at all, but then when there was music, like you said, it was this
big
mad
band
brass
thing.
band stuff.
Yeah.
That you think Eastwood
It almost
was just...
felt like when I first heard it, I thought it was supposed to be the music that happened to be playing in his car radio or something.
Right.
It took me a few moments to be like, wait, this is just the
That's
soundtrack?
funny. Yeah.
Wow.
And then the shootout at the airport at the end, just weird.
Yeah.
And
was
as
an
they hadn't
awkward
wrecked enough
chase.
stuff, they then wreck a private plane and...
That was big budget. Jeez.
Yeah, again, too much money. They could afford to take over an airport and get all those extras in there.
Yeah.
And Sheen running like one aisle down from...
Yeah. It was confusing. All of a sudden, they're running away, Raul Julia and the girl, but then a henchman takes control of the plane and
Who's
tries...
been shot twice already.
Yeah, I
he's
thought he was
chasing
gone,
after
but
them,
apparently
yeah.
he's still alive and he's chasing them. And then they just dive out of the way.
But he can somehow control that plane like it's like this like sports car, the way he's like
Handling
these turns and just turning around to attack them more.
And then another big plane, like, takes it out with its wing. So they destroy, like, two planes.
And not to mention all the passengers on. That was another plane landing at the time, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. Potentially
Yeah.
filled.
Whoever was like the reader at the studio was like, okay, you're at the airport. Okay, big planes are crashing, right? And it's like, it wasn't in the script, they're like, insert. And then they're like, okay, we're going to ride on the little luggage rack because that's what you do in a movie that's at the airport.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to see a scene where people like come down the chute or go around, or a dead body is on it and
Yeah.
going like that
Right.
because it's poignant.
Somehow after all this, Eastwood ends up with a promotion.
Yeah.
He's been promoted after all this.
They both
chaos.
have.
They both have. And then we get the girl is now Sheen's new partner. Do you think anyone thought there'd be a sequel with Sheen and the girl?
Also, why put a girl in there? You can't have tension if he's got this doting wife at home.
Yeah.
Guys, what do we think?
We love it.
It's really good.
We love it. I'm
Thank
not kidding you. I was saying in the car driving up here, I was like, ultimately, you want a slice of apple pie with the yellow vanilla ice cream.
Old-fashioned
The run-of-the-mill, old-fashioned yellow vanilla ice cream. None of this white vanilla bean Haagen-Dazs stuff, the proper stuff. And I'm sitting here with it in front of me.
Dreams come
100
true.
plus. Yeah, 100 plus. Top.
Awesome.
Brilliant.
I'm
Excellent.
happy to hear it.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
so good. Thank you.
You should see next week for Thanksgiving. They probably do over 100, well over 100 pie orders.
Cool.
Nice.
Can
we'll be-
you take that?
Yep.
Great.
If you
People
could
just come by and pick it up. And just
Yeah.
take a bite.
Were you gonna leave a tip on the card or with cash?
I was going to do it on the card. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. If you could just write down the tip
Okay.
on the paper. It's
Sure.
a new security.
Nice.
Would you like more coffee?
Okay, please. Thank you for humoring me when I called it Java, too.
Oh, no.
I just like that in old movies or cop movies when they call it Java.
These
Like,
guys
Yeah.
make movies.
Oh, cool.
They
Yeah,
make
you're gonna
local
get one.
movies.
Part of your tip is a DVD. So,
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
so-
Not
Well,
really on top of the regular.
Don't worry, you're getting a good tip on
You
top.
know what's cool? I don't know if you, I can't think of his name, but a guy, he's in the movie industry. I don't know if he's a producer or what it is, but he went to the school where I work,
Okay.
and they do this thing. It's called a headmaster. That's like the principal holiday. They pick a random day every year that the kids get the day off of school, and he does it. He announces it. He makes a video on set with a famous actor on set of a movie. So one year it was The Rock, one year it was Will Smith, one it was Mark Wahlberg.
Wow.
I can't think of what his name is.
Yeah, but these guys are making a movie called Slingshot Cops. That has none of those people in it.
Yeah, we have
Awesome.
no
But
famous
it's
people.
better.
Cool.
Well, I'm in it.
Oh, in that case.
Yeah. Hence the slick back hair, because today I was playing a criminal.
Wow.
So I had to go old style,
So
slick back hair, the denims.
means criminal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
in
In
this
our
movie.
world.
And he had to chase me. We had
Now,
to do
isn't that like
running.
a new thing with like women, like famous women? They like wear their hair like that. Or it
I'm
looks
I'm
like
modeling it after famous
the
women.
Kardashians
I want
wear their hair.
That's. Do you know I'm a big Kardashians fan? Can you
Really?
tell? Just in general. Yeah. I model. I get the same swimwear Kim has. The whole bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't afford that, but good for you.
Yeah. Well, I live in New York,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you have to
Well,
stay
they-
on
don't
on
they-
top of
Don't they
things.
sell their clothes though at Sears?
Yeah.
I think you're
The
right.
Kardashian
No, I actually,
collection, I think, is
actually
at Sears.
prefer Nicki Minaj's Kmart line. That's more my.
Some Joe Boxer.
That's funny.
Sorry.
Whatever floats your boat.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
thank you. Yeah, it does seem like the
This is the
ultimate.
best episode because
I
of her
know, she's
interruption.
delightful. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the best.
I wonder if you were trying to pick a short list of the overproduced '90s tough guy stuff.
Yeah.
If it were 5 movies, maybe The Rookie's on there. Probably, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it's not over the top enough that it's like comic book awesome. It's just over the top enough that it's not that much fun.
Yeah,
Right.
it's sort of confusing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Occasionally it is over the top, incredible,
when
but
he
not
drives
all
through,
the time.
and when they drive out of the 4th floor of that factory,
Yeah.
and he says fasten your seatbelt twice. In midair, he says fasten your seatbelt again,
Yeah.
which is not interesting or funny or really
No,
pertinent.
but think they had to drag a car into a rear projection studio and do all that with the car being fallen over just for him to go, kid, fasten your
I
seatbelt.
know.
Like, really?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I
Yeah.
couldn't tell. They shouldn't have had it be that he needed to be within a certain range to explode the bomb that detonated the whole thing, because it seemed like pointless detail. And then Clint looks
was
out the
all- it was
window.
filled with
Yeah,
pointless
he's like,
detail.
he looks at the car driving away, and he's like, 200 yards. He said some figure, and I'm like, why am I thinking about the footage of this?
I
radio
didn't even
transmitter?
realize that was. See, I missed so much. I missed so many details. All right.
It's very nice meeting you
Yeah,
guys.
It was lovely to meet you, Taylor.
Yeah,
Have
you're
a
great.
nice day.
Please do
You
check
come
out the
back for
website.
donuts. I will.
Tell all your friends about
Yeah,
it.
and here, these are yours too.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
enjoy.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
I'm not in any of them, so they're
Oh,
not as
that-
good.
all right.
But
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
He's in the
Hopefully
next
I'll
one.
see the
Yeah.
one that you're in.
Exactly.
Good. Yeah, no, they're local, and they make these great monster movies and
Awesome.
comedies, and Matt does all the music on this, so...
If you don't like them, just donate them to Goodwill or
Okay,
something.
I'll make sure to do that.
That's nice.
I'm a good sharer.
Nice. Yeah.
Cool.
All right,
Thanks.
you guys have a good one.
Appreciate
Take
Nice,
care.
Taylor.
Thank you.
Well, I tell you, anyone looking for a good slice of pie and a nice all-day breakfast,
Dotties.
Dotties.
I
In
can't
Woodbury,
believe
Connecticut. Woodbury, Connecticut. Sorry.
I can't believe our roller coaster of emotions with Dotties.
Yeah, we couldn't find it.
So
Yeah.
we this is it. Going to Dotties, they have
Yeah,
famous
forget the
donuts.
rookie. It's all
We're at
about
the top,
Dotties right now.
right? We're super happy.
Yeah.
Then we drove past it. We're getting hungrier. We're getting sadder. Not sure if we can find it.
We probably went
Then we
12
find it.
minutes. Yeah.
Farley says it looks too new, which
It
is
looked too
kind of
new.
does on
Yeah.
the outside.
It's in a nice
little
plaza.
worried.
Yeah.
Stepped inside, saw all this turquoise and booths. and
Happy again.
Counter, happy again.
Yeah.
Then
No
we started
donuts.
to order. We were kind of neutral, but then the food was
no
really good.
donuts.
No donuts. We dipped down a little bit.
but
Pie comes, and then you're back to
Happy
100
again.
or something.
Yeah.
And such good conversation. with
Yes.
the-
Taylor telling us all about her mad existence, where
she's
apparently a
cool.
Hollywood film producer announces their principal's holiday.
sounds like a pretty. I bet the tuition at that place is high.
That's why she's working at Dotties since 2007.
Yeah. Well, she works there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. No, she's an important woman in this local area.
She's awesome.
She's going to run, I hope, for mayor of the town of Woodbury.
I'll move there just to vote.
I would vote for her.
Yeah.
Well, you better vote when you move here.
Yeah, we'll be just around. I'm gonna come back here more. I'll take Teresa here for sure.
Heck
Definitely.
Become a regular.
See if she liked the movie.
Oh yeah. How about this part? My DVD player is on the fritz.
I didn't watch it. You really scared me.
God, just gave her $30 worth of merchandise.
It would have been really funny to see her face if you were like, so this is your tip.
Yeah.
You didn't give her any money to tip.
$10 on a $40.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's like a 25, 30%.
I felt a lot of pressure. She was standing right there. You earned it though,
You had to
Taylor.
do
If
it.
you're still listening.
Oh
you
yeah.
earned
Think
it.
about all the
I hope
content.
she listens to it.
Yeah, if she does, she will definitely make it through all 1 hour in.
Yeah.
I've seen my best diner
I
experiences.
feel like I want to kind of creepily stalk her online just so that I can make sure she did listen.
Yeah. Well,
Like that's an option.
Some might choose that route.
I want feedback from Taylor. I want
Yeah.
I want a review on iTunes.
give out the diner phone number.
It's on the.
She's got it on the card.
On the
All
card.
right, cool.
Yeah, I wanted to write on iTunes. The bits I were in were okay.
Yeah.
They talked a lot about this movie, The Rookie. I don't think I was born yet.
What's another old cop, young cop movie?
Yeah, I feel like it
Lethal
feels
Weapon,
like
they're
there's a lot
closer.
of
It's a little bit of it, but they're
Well,
closer.
Lethal Weapon is hilarious because in the first movie he's about to retire. So I mean,
then
the fact that
15
there's
years
4
later,
movies.
Yeah, you know, for me, I live in my own world where I just watch Lethal Weapon 1 because a lot of times I feel like people will say, "Oh, Lethal Weapon, I like those movies or something." You don't even need to consider those other movies. Just watch this one. Don't let those ones take the luster off the first one because
Right.
Shane Black wasn't happy with what they did to his script for the second one.
Right.
So just if you live in the first one, you can be so much more focused and just say, okay, they made a perfect, for me, like so fun. One of my best movie experiences was seeing that in the theater at like it was at the Academy. It was like a new, like beautiful print or something. Sat down and watched that. I just was won over by it all over again. Like
Did they
3 or
keep in
4
the
years
school
ago.
sniper bit at the beginning? Or was that reinstated?
I think whatever we saw was an archival print.
Because there's a TV edit that has the sniper,
Yeah.
and it's in the so-called director's cut on the 4-disc set that you can buy. I may have Taylor take a picture of the 3 of us, because otherwise I don't quite know how we're going to manage it.
Yeah. Why not?
I mean, I can do an old one of
Well,
these.
we could do a selfie, but it would be nice to have Taylor
She
take
likes
a
to
picture.
visit with us anyway.
In fact, actually, it would be nice to have her in the picture as well.
It's true.
We should all get a picture with her
It's true.
and have this lady with the turquoise headband take it. In fact, it'd be nice to have a picture round the back, all like
They got a lot of
we could
space in
lean,
the walls,
we could lean through the gap, all with our own like plates.
That sign with the lights is the most prominent, like.
Yeah,
Charlie,
No,
how
where you are.
were the hash browns or the home fries?
Very good.
but imagine a picture of the 3 of us and Taylor all with like aprons on, with holding plates, like leaning out of the.
She's like, you're gonna have to give us more than a $10 tip and 3
That's
DVDs.
like, yeah.
I personally just want to vouch for the fries here.
Uh-huh.
They were excellent. I
They
don't know
were.
how good the home fries were, but
I think you did a good thing to get the fries because you want things kind of straight and narrow, plain. These had a little seasoning on there.
Okay,
You
well,
might
yeah.
you might have not liked it. You might have,
Yeah.
but
Although you ended up
I
putting
liked it.
something on
I
your.
put a lot of pepper. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Farley
pepper
likes
man.
pepper.
He's a
That's a
pepper
new
man.
bit of information about you.
There's a lot of people don't know about me.
You're a complex individual.
Yes.
He also made a urinating comment earlier today, which had me surprised, ladies and gentlemen.
He was turning into Charlie Sheen in the in that bar.
Yeah. I'm all about class warfare. I'm all for class warfare.
right,
And,
and urinating into buildings.
yeah, if a place is if a shop isn't open when you want it to be, then you leave your mark.
Yeah.
That happened to us in New Hampshire on a long walk one time. We kept talking up, and this is, mind you, we're on foot.
Yeah.
After
for hours.
I suppose we've been walking already 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah.
And we had this one diner in mind.
Right.
When you're on foot, you don't have any other options.
No,
it's
it
not
was
really
on
on
the
your
tracks.
route.
Yeah.
Sure.
This is a diner that was on the train tracks. Got to it, closed.
Damn it.
Devastating.
That's the worst.
We were almost feeling that risk today when I was like, I hadn't been here before. I wasn't sure.
If it was closed, I said I was going to break a window and take a crap into the diner.
Yeah. John took my idea and ran with it.
I elevated it to a number 2.
Artists work off one another.
We
in their,
do.
in their
Matt and I have
medium.
been known to bounce
Standing on
off each
the
other.
shoulders of giants.
Standing next to the shoulders.
Standing
we're
giants
both
standing on
giants.
each other's shoulders.
Like, there are giants involved. There's standing involved.
Some shoulders as well.
Yeah. Bathroom humor involved.
That's all good. So the Rookie, don't even bother. And Dotties, definitely bother. If you're driving through Connecticut.
Go to Dotties.
In fact, I would say this. I would say drive through Connecticut to go to Dotties.
Yes. It's a
I
nice
would say,
drive,
don't even
too.
say if. Stop what you're doing.
Yep.
Get in your
Make
car.
it a destination.
Yeah, make it. Closes at 3 on a Sunday. Still a little early for me.
Yep.
I like a 24-hour establishment, but
Yeah.
that's because I'm from the big city and
Yeah.
I'm a child of privilege.
Yep.
I expect around the clock
Service.
service.
It
of
is
the likes.
comforting to have a diner where you just know you
Taylor
show up
is-
and you're good
Yeah.
for 24 hours. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
nice.
Although Mary went to the Red Arrow and they happened to be doing
That's one in.
one in. It's a
10,000
24-hour diner.
Yeah.
And we told this a girl who was extra in the movie to go there because she was going to New Hampshire. They just happened to be fixing up the place. They had it
Refurbishing.
closed for the weekend. Couldn't believe it.
So
Devastating.
I'm going to say thank you ever so much,
Yeah,
Charlie
great,
and
great
Farley,
time.
Oh,
for
thank
being
you.
on the After Movie Diner this week. It's been a real pleasure. I'm going to try and get some photographs now with various members of the staff. I'm going to maybe take my shirt off. I'm going to punch someone. It's going to be fun.
Check the police
Next
reports
file picks
to
up.
find out
I'm
what
calling
happened.
you from the prison, Woodbury jail.
This is the After
After
Movie
Diner coming to
the
you
After
from-
Movie jail. But no, it's a real pleasure as always, fellas, to film with you and to talk with you.
Yeah, this is a great day.
Yeah, it was a great day.
Yes.
One that should go down in history. And thankfully, due to the power of film, it will do.
It's true.
It will live in infamy, as they say. But thanks ever so much. I loved reprising my role of Willie John or whatever his name was.
Willie John?
That's right. Yeah.
Was
yeah.
I Willie? And then Jim was Oil Can, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And well done. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, it was good. So,
Do you remember in Kyle's Cashmere Bogs?
Cashmere Bugs. What a rogues gallery.
Mm-hmm.
The After Movie Diner is brought to you by the Children's Podcast Workshop and by the letter F and the number 7.3. No puffins were hurt in the recording of the show. A lot of them were killed, though. We also punched a vicar square in the chest, and several local council members were defecated on as part of a community outreach and shit on a local politician program.